So I'm going to do tonight's training, which is all about getting your team off to a fast start. And it's really the 5-step flying start program for offline selling using the catalogues, and how to build and service a customer base that's going to create an income producing asset for life. Now, myself and Andrew, we've been in the industry over 12 years. We've built ourselves an amazing customer base in our last company. We have over 750 customers that we go and service with our customers. As we've moved across into Oriflame, the last 3 weeks, those customers produced nearly £2,000 worth of sales, which I just think is flipping amazing, considering they were customers that weren't used to the Oriflame products and the catalogue. Yes, we've lost some, but we'll continue to develop our customer base through blanket dropping, through asking for recommendations, asking people to pass us on to their friends and family and neighbours and things. So, it is all about building that customer base. Even though we've lost our last business, this income producing asset that we've got is still there, and it is still creating us an income, if that makes sense. So what I'm going to go through, I'm just going to go through a bit of the training and support, the 3 ways that you earn your money with Oriflame, and then a plan of action, the 5 steps to success, with some then effective retailing, hints and tips for excellence. And we'll talk then about becoming customer base and sort of talking about targets and top tips within there as well. So training and support, well, 100% help and support every step of the way. We're a part of the Matrix group, but a bigger part of that is the Vista group. And I have to say, one of the best groups ever for support and training, everything that is being put into place to help us, is just fantastic. But it is up to you as an individual to plug into that training. You can take a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. So, use the tools that you've got. You've got a Vista Group resources website. Now got all the Flying Start program downloaded onto it. I'm not sure if you've seen in the Vista Group today that's been launched. You've got your Facebook groups, your training events, so keep an eye on those, get the dates in your diary, make sure that you're taking a personal responsibility for reading, daily communications and training on all of your Facebook support groups and your chats. Watch out, we've got Zooms, we've got webinars, then there's all the personal development CDs, books and manuals that you can, encompass yourself in. And personal development is massive in the business. As we see people personally developing, growing in confidence, then we see momentum growing in people's businesses as well. And not only that, you've got one-to-one coaching with your sponsor and your upline, there to help you. And you can hold your own little sizzles. We've got the momentum meetings, the keys, the rallies. If you are serious and you want to build a team, then make an effort to get along to these meetings, to learn the skills, to get the knowledge, to take your business, quicker to reaching those goals that you desire. And obviously then we've got all of the company conferences and showcase. I do believe the New Year showcase is going to be announced, and tickets will be available from next campaign. So from C10, we'll be able to book that company conference tickets, and, let's show them the Matrix group. Let's show them, the Vista group. Let's go and show them the success that we've had in such a short period of time. But let's go and learn from the experts as well, because, we're very new to this business, and anything that we can learn is always going to help us to earn at the same time. It is a matter of being coachable. You do need to take advice from those that are most successful, and don't follow the advice of those who are not. Don't listen to the people that are saying, oh, it doesn't work, because as soon as you start thinking it doesn't work, it's not going to work. Look for the people that are getting the results and go and ask those people the questions. And you know, we've got an amazing system, so follow that system because it works. You know, it's worked for over 20 years in this industry, and there's absolutely no reason why this system won't work moving forward. So my suggestion is don't reinvent the wheel because you're just going to waste your valuable time. But you know, when we are talking about time, you do have to, if you're starting from scratch, you know, you're going to have to give it time. Don't build a big income overnight. You know, it's going to be creating momentum, it's going to be creating customers, it's going to be developing relationships with those customers, and that will take a little time to build. So, you know, don't be despondent, just keep focusing on the activity and the results will come. So there are 3 ways to earn your income. Now we all start, I guess, at the same place. We start as a retail distributor because I think with anything, once you learn how to do that yourself, then you can go on and teach that to the many. So as a retail distributor, we're probably looking, you know, maybe 6 to 12 hours a week. If you're wanting to earn in the regions of 50 to 150 pound a week, that is. Retail distributors can do this full time and will earn that full time income if they apply themselves to a full time plan. So this is really all about you retailing yourself, building and servicing that customer base. And tonight we are talking about a customer base that's on our doorstep with catalogues, but it is in this business also about building that customer base that's online. And Claire's done a fantastic training to talk about the online system. So follow that. I always say do both, maximise your potential. Then if you want to, you can go on and become what we call a team builder. So you've got 12 to 20 hours a week now, going to start earning anything from 100 to 250 pounds a week. And this is where you're retailing yourself, but also now you're looking for people who want an extra income too, and you wanting to share the opportunity and you want to show people how they can retail and how they can earn that extra income for themselves. You also then move on to become a business builder. Now, again, you can do this very part-time with 20 hours or moving into full-time. You know, anything from 250 to £1,000 a week, where you're going to be helping your team now look for people who want an extra income. So it is, excuse me, that's mine, it wasn't working, so I finished yours. So you're now looking at helping your team. So this is where duplication comes in. You're going to be coaching, supporting and mentoring your team to look for people who want an extra income, that are looking for people that want to retail and build themselves and service a customer base. So by showing the catalogue and taking orders, recruiting new consultants and developing them to become leaders, you will go on to build your business and on top of that qualify some amazing rewards too. So let's have a little look at how you earn your income, your discount as a retailer. So this is the cash in your pocket, I call it. And the retail we're talking about is the price that the customer pays in the catalogue, just for terminology. We have something that's called business points. So that's the calculation for the levels on the pay plan. I'm going to talk a little bit about group manager and the criteria for that. Business points are calculated at 77% of the pound sterling or 55.8% of the euro. So for example, there we've got £100 would equal 77 BP. So a lot of the things that we track are in BP, so it's good to understand how that works. And then our business value is what we're paid bonuses on. So I'll talk a little bit about that later when you've got a team and you're earning bonuses or commission as they call it after your discount. So with your discount, this is the cash in your pocket, all the orders that you put onto your system that are from 0 to £129 or 0 to 99.99 business points, we're going to give you a 20% cash in your pocket. So £100 worth of orders at catalogue value is going to give you £20. Now, once you go over the £130 right up to £649 or 100 BP to 499.99 BP. You're now going to increase that 20% on everything that you do. So even that first £130 that you've done, you're now qualifying for a 30%. So if you now do £200, that is £60. So I hope that makes sense. And then everything over £650 or 500 BP, you now qualify as a retailer for 35% on everything. So if you were to do £700, that is going to be £245 as cash in your pocket. Okay, so just so that you can understand how to earn your money, it's really important because you need to plan your pay, you know, and decide what income it is that you want to earn. So how you earn your income now as a team builder. So the first level on our success plan is classed as a group manager. And there's some requirements for this to earn your commissions and your bonuses. Part of the requirements, you need to grow a team of 5, including yourself. So that is a minimum of 4 people direct to you. So this is you in the centre, and this is 4 people that have joined your team that want to become retailers. You're going to need to personally retail 40 BP or £52 to qualify for your bonus. So you have to place a minimum order within the campaign of at least £52. A total team turnover, so all of you together, you need to be doing 1,000 business points or £1,300 worth of sales. And your commissions then are paid on your business value. So business value is minus the commission. So, oops, somebody's drawing all over my screen here. So you're going to qualify for a 5% additional commission on your personal sales. You're also going to qualify for a 9% of your direct. So these people that are frontline to you are classed as your direct. And if you had any indirect team members, which I'll explain in a moment, you'd get 5% bonus of their sales too. So let's have a little look. Let me turn the slide over. Come on. There we go. So this is just a little example to show you what would happen if you were to take personal responsibility for retailing yourself £650 worth of sales. Now you're going to earn off of that, paid on the retail value, okay, so that price that the customer pays, a 30% discount. So that is £195 that is going to be cash in your pocket, okay. You're also then going to get the commission paid on the business value. So you also get your additional 5% on your personal. So your 650 minus 30% times 5% is an additional £22.75. And then on each of these direct team members, you're going to get on A, that's done £250, you've got a 30%. They've qualified for 30% discount. So it's £250 minus 30%. Then you times it by your 9% bonus commission, and that is going to give you £15.75. And you've got B here, that's got £150 minus their 30% that they're going to get, times your 9% is £9.45. D here has done £50, so they've only qualified for the 20%. So it's £50 sales minus their 20% discount times your 9% bonus, which is £3.60. So in total, you've earned yourself at this level with this sort of sales with each person £259.15p, which is, you know, just over 50 quid a week. And I think that makes a massive difference to people's lives, you know. And it's great to be sharing the opportunity with others too. So as an example too, I just want to explain the difference in your personal retail. So on this example, you've got yourself doing £100 personal sales instead of the 650. So you're only going to now qualify for 20% on your personal sales. So that's £20 that you're going to get cash in your pocket. Okay. Now your bonuses, so you've got your 5% on your personal, so you've got £100 minus your 20% times your 5% is going to give you £4. And then we've got our 9% on our direct. So A is gone right out the way. They've become elite consultant. They've done their £650. They've got their 35% commission discount on their sales. So we minus 35%, times it by 9%, and you've earned yourself £21.12 off of that. £300 minus 30% times 9% is your £18.90. So I hope that that makes sense. So you can see the difference here. If you don't personally retail £650, your income now is £80.22, and that's absolutely fine. You know, that again is life-changing money for a lot of people. It's a bit extra pocket money. It's, you know, getting a bottle of wine once a week or whatever it is you want. And it's a great start when you're first building, you know, building up the customer base. But you can see here the biggest difference has been because of your personal sales and that personal responsibility there. Okay, so example 3. We've got more people now, so we've shared the opportunity with more people that are direct to us. So you can see now the more we share this opportunity, the more it increases our income too. So you've got your £650 there that you're going to earn £195 cash in your pocket. Also going to get our 5% personal commission there, and then off of each person, this is how it's calculated. And in total, you've earned yourself £355. And just as one more example, just to show you now with your indirects, okay, so here we've got A, B, C, and D are direct to you. But now we're now business building. We've got some duplication going on in the business. We're still making that personal commitment to do that £650 personal retail. So we're still going to earn that cash in our pocket here, £195. Still going to get our 5% additional commission on those sales. Now the A, B and C, we earn 9% as a direct consultant. So again, calculation is done. So A has done £250 minus 30% times 9%. It's £15.75. D has done £50. They've only got 20%, so it's 20 minus 20% times 9% is £3.60. Your indirects then, so these are people that have been brought in by your directs. Okay, you're going to get, so E, for example, is £250 sales minus their 30% discount times a 5% commission, and that's going to earn you £8.75. This business is going to still pay you £291.15. So I hope that makes sense, because I know a few people are struggling to understand how you get paid as you move from retailer to team builder to business builder. And I'm not going to go any further than group manager at this stage, because as you move up the plan, as you move up that success plan, there are all sorts of additional bonuses that come in, and we can talk in more depth at that when we get to that stage. So really, it's all about your targets. It's all about what you want, and you know, as it says here, it all depends on you. What is it that you want the business to give you? You know, how much time do you have, and what else have you got going on in your life? We are all individuals in the business, and if we are building a team, that is one of the most important things that we need to remember. Everybody's targets and goals are their own, and they will match their circumstances, they will match their needs and desires. So you know, that is up to you to set your targets and decide what it is that you want from the business. If you're after money quick, you know, get out and retail, because that's going to earn you money quick. If you're after the longevity and you're wanting to build a strong team and a residual income, then it's about doing enough retail to learn it, and then sharing this opportunity with others that can then go share that opportunity with others and build a massive team. So your action plan then. So, you know, the first port of call is to activate your account. So as a new distributor, you need to contact your sponsor, you need to discuss those goals and plans that you've got, and then the first thing really is then ordering sufficient catalogues to resource that plan, making sure that you've got your Snapcat bags, ordering your starter kit, you know, because that way you're going to get your hands on some gorgeous products, be able to trial them and test them, because we are always our own best customer. And you know, this has certainly gave me confidence and belief that these products are amazing and really good value too. And then, you know, you can be writing that list of 20 people that you can give a catalogue to as soon as they arrive. Now, our action plan, our step one, is all about preparing your catalogues, your slips and your retailing books. So it's getting ready to go. It's while waiting for those catalogues to arrive. Start with all of your online side of the things, but you can be printing your catalogue slips so that you've got them ready for when your catalogues arrive. Now, when we are what we call blanket dropping an area, when we're new, when we're looking for customers, we really want to get these catalogues working for us. So I can't stress enough, wherever possible, use a tomorrow slip. Drop your catalogues, pick them up the next day, drop them, pick them up, because it is a numbers game. The more houses you cover with the catalogues, the more orders you're going to get, the more customers you're going to find. Obviously, everybody's plans are different, so you need to plan around your time and commitments, but wherever possible, this has always worked best for us when we've gone out and we've been blanket dropping searching for those new customers. Now, make sure that you print your order forms. So you can use the company ones, but just be aware that on the back it does tell you about joining, and they will end up joining the company rather than you, and we don't really want that to happen. If you print your own, you can also print it with all of your personal details already on there, so that that's on there for the customer. And I love this order form because it's got loads and loads of boxes with lots of space for the customers to write their orders. The company order form only has a couple of lines, so I feel like it stops them from ordering more than 4 or 5 items at a time. So you're going to prepare your catalogues. Now, we've put together with Craig and Jamie our catalogue selling system on the VistaGrid Resources site. So there's a video, an explanation of how to put your catalogues together. It's not rocket science, but if you want a bit of a guide, then go on to our resources site and see that. And make sure then that you're printing your callback slips and things so that you're all ready to go as soon as everything arrives. And then getting your retailing book. Now, we have these special little books. Some people call them wet books, some call them retailing books. This is where you're going to record where you've been and who's given your book back, so that you can keep good records and you know what you've done and where you're going back to and everything. So it's really important. If you don't have these special little books, just a little notepad will do, but just rule yourself some lines in it so that it's set out, so that you can fill it in and make it easier for yourself when you're out and about, instead of having little bits of paper everywhere. Keep it all nice and neatly in one place. So step 2, planning our first drop now. So we're on step 2 on our resources site. Everything again is on here. There's lots of videos and support. Everything that you need is here. You need to know when you're going to go, you need to know where you're going to go, and you need to know what it is that you need to take with you. So this step takes you through all of this. So you're going to need to get yourself 3 copies of your weekly planning sheet, which is downloadable off of the website. Then what you're going to do is cross off the time that you have commitments, so things like work, add in your meetings, maybe you've got kids activities going on. Now what you've got is you've got a site of what time is available now for you to build your business, build your retailing business. Okay, so what you're going to do now with that time that's available, you're going to start plotting those drops, the collections and the deliveries. So you can see here, we always suggest going out, you know, from 7 o'clock in the morning if you can. It's always a great way to use those couple of hours in the morning. Get out. This plan is actually showing you how you could cover 250 houses in 1 week. Okay, so it is just about using those pockets of time wisely. You know, get up, get out, get it done. If you're an early bird, And then the following evenings, you're going to be doing your collections and your stragglers as well. So you're also then going to plot on when you're going to put your orders on, when you're going to bag up your orders, when you're going to deliver the goods to your customers. So you just fit it in the pockets of time there that you've got available. And it really is just about being organised, understand the delivery schedule that we have, when you put your order on, when it's going to arrive, so that you know when it's going to come. You know, it is all just really about being organised. And then obviously it's really, really important that you're aware of when the campaign starts, when it ends, in particular because the catalogues that we use run for that 3-week period. As you get to the end of week 3, you're going to need to think about when you put catalogues out, because the catalogue changes and you can't be picking them up on the Monday after the campaign, because the prices start to change and things. So you need to think around now in the campaign. So we're halfway through the campaign. We're in C9 campaign. We've just ordered C10 catalogues because they're going to take a week to come to us. They're going to be here so that when we put out at the end of the campaign, we've got the right catalogues with us going out, getting those orders for us at the right prices. So make sure that you build all of this into your plan and you know which catalogues are going out when. So sort of a typical part-time retailing plan, you know, fitting in drops and collections. Here, you know, if you've got a part-time, making the most of the weekend, dropping, collecting your stragglers, you know, doing your round robins, putting your orders on. And then, you know, if you want to be a full-time retailer, then why not just make the most of all of those slots of time. Get your books out, get them in, get them out, get them in, get them out, get them in, cover your houses, you know, get your orders out. You can really, really make those books work for you. You know, I would say with, you know, 250, 300 catalogues, you could easily be covering 600 to 700 houses a week with those catalogues, really getting yourself some money in through your orders. So step 2, where to go? We obviously advise you to stay close to home. It's time and cost effective. So, you know, this is my road. I literally go out of the door, turn left or right. I'm literally just going to follow the road around, taking in the nooks and the crannies and the cul-de-sacs, and just keep yourself going round and stay into that one side until ultimately you come back to the beginning. Obviously then you're going to ripple out from there, so you are going to need to print yourself a map to help you to plan for future drops. And so this is a map of our bigger area now, and all we've done is we've drawn a big circle round. So last campaign we did 750 customers, but we were also doing lots of blanket drop-in, so we're building new customers on our doorstep. So this was how we planned the areas each week. So in this week was our week 1, this was week 2, this was week 3, and now we're going to go back again and start in the same area as we did in week 1 in the last campaign. So it is all just about planning that 3-weekly cycle. One of the great tools that I use is www.royalmail.com postcode finder. You can put in your road names and it will tell you how many houses that you've got on each street. So this area is about 500 houses, and we just covered between 200 to 150. It varied slightly over the weeks, but just so that you can really plan your areas. And what I would say is don't prejudge your areas or houses or people, because you're going to find customers in all areas. It is really about you building your reputation, being trustworthy and reliable. If you say you're going to go back tomorrow, make sure that you do go back tomorrow. So what is it that you need to take? So make sure that you've got everything with you, obviously your catalogues. But if you're going to be doing big retail, a bag or a trolley certainly helps. Oops, sorry, going the wrong way. Your retailing book already. a pencil, your street map, and a ruler. Now, a ruler is really important when you go picking up, because the last thing we want is fingers being bitten by dogs. So, you know, make sure certainly when you're putting the slips through, that you use a ruler to pop your slips through the door. So always have a ruler with you when you go out. Now we're going to be actually going out and delivering those catalogues. Again, on your resources website, you can see step 3. There is a video which showing me there delivering the catalogues in our local area for you. Now we've got blanket dropping. We've also got presenting as well. So there are instructions on the website about presenting. If you feel confident and you'd rather knock on the door and present the catalogues, then please follow the system to do that. Just a few do's and don'ts, you know. Do get up early and get it done, then the rest of the day is yours, you know. Once it's out, once the books are out there, they're working for you and they're in customers' houses much longer. Do make sure that you park in a sensible place for obviously reloading your catalogues, and make sure that you're allowing people access to their property. Make sure that you're wearing appropriate clothing and you take a change with you. Obviously, it's really hot at the moment, so plenty of water, sun hats and stuff like that, you know, and also if it's raining, your raincoats and your waterproofs. You know, don't prejudge houses. The big posh houses will buy just as the scruffy ones don't. And I would always suggest using a pencil because it does work better, especially if it's raining. Make yourself a note of any of the sold signs and, you know, things like dogs, things like, you know, if they tell you that they've got another distributor or anything, if you make a little note in your wet book, it'll just remind you next time you go back. And if people are out in the gardens, talk to them, make some pleasant comment. You'll be surprised how they will be the ones that do buy from you. Don't ask them if they want a book, just assume that they're having one. Everybody's having one, so just, you know, walk past them and pop it through the letterbox. And always walk with a smile on your face, because people are watching you and you are building your reputation, and they like to buy off happy, smiley people, not grumpy old sods. Okay, so the collection. When you're filling in your wet book, then you're going to follow our key. So here, we've wrote the wet book out in the order that we've walked our route. Okay, so when we pick up, if the book's out here at number 2, we're simply going to tick to say that we've got the book back. 4 was back, 6 was back, 8 wasn't on the doorstep. So what we've done is we've slipped them. We've popped, sorry I missed your slip, through the door and told them when we're going to go back now for the straggler catalogue. Please don't drop on the first pick-up if they're not out, because you want to train people to leave them on the doorsteps to make it quicker and slicker for you next time you go back. If they order, an O for order, it's lovely to see all your O's building up in your book. And then if they do come out or they leave a little note saying that they don't want one in the future, then simply cross them off. So next time you come back to drop in this area, you know not to drop them a catalogue next time. Make sure that you do go back for your straggler catalogues, because often they will keep them a little longer so that they can look at it, and they are the ones that you're going to go back to and find your orders in. Now, tracking is really, really important, and I'm just going to run through your personal retail plan and your customer record sheets. So your personal retail plan is going to show you how many catalogues you've put out, how many you've collected in, and what sales you're bringing in each day, so that you can track your figures, set yourself a target and see if you're on target. If you're not on target in week 1, then you're going to have to adjust your plan in week 2 to make sure that you get yourself back on target and try and maybe cover a few more houses. Or maybe do a few more Facebook ads, or pass the catalogues around a few more friends and family, or take them into work. So your customer record sheet, then, you're going to be keeping a record of all the customers that order from you. So quite simply, house number, customer name, their telephone number and email address here, the date that you've dropped. So this is going to be your first drop, all the customers that have ordered on your first drop, and you're going to build this up then each month, that each time you go back, to then build up a strong customer base on your doorstep. As you add new customers each day and watch your customer base grow, it's not only exciting, but it's great to see, because ultimately you are going to cross everybody off that's not ordered, I would say after 6 drops. And then, you know, you are looking to build a strong business with anything from 500 to 1,000 customers on your doorstep. So, you know, instead of dropping 500 customers every 3 weeks, that will dwindle down to just a solid customer base, and you'll probably be doing anything from sort of 150 to 200 customers that are going to buy regularly from you then. So step 4 is all about placing an order. So you know, log on to the system. It's dead simple. Follow the quick order system. You know, check your delivery schedule. Again, on here there's a video of how to place your order, all explained for you. So when them goods come then, our step 5, we're now at the end of our steps, we're going to deliver the product. So but before that delivery arrives, just get yourself all organised, get your delivery list done so that you know where you're going to, get it in order, make sure that you know the day of delivery. You can get yourself in a good routine and you can let the customers know that day of delivery. We've got a thank you for your order slip that helps to train customers to a delivery day, helps them to go out much smoother and quicker for you. You know, on here again is all the guidance on delivering orders, bagging up your orders and delivering them products. You know, make sure that you do deliver your products promptly. Customers are waiting for their orders. Take yourself a float. You know, remember to smile and build that rapport with your customers. And ask your customers, you know, do they want to join, or do they know anybody that's looking for some extra money? You know, we take cash payments. Sorry, I should have took that out. We don't take card payments from customers. Well, I've snuck in Clean Easy there. I thought I'd got rid of all of the Clean Easy. But make sure that once you've collected your money in, then you pay off your invoices in full if you're using your credit facilities on the site. And always ask customers if they would like to maybe try some free samples. Everybody loves a freebie. And once you've got them trying the products, then I'm sure that they'll order it off with you next time. But a big tip from me is to focus on the activity and the results will come. It's not a get rich quick scheme. So, you know, it is all about building that customer base. The foundations of any extension, you know, you dig deep, you build the foundations. Once you've got them foundations firm, then you're going to build, you know, up and up and up there with your, you know, with your building. So now you know what's involved. Now you need to plan your pay. You need to know how much it is you want to earn. You need to know how much you do need to retail for that, and how many catalogues you're going to need to place. Now, if you're tracking your business, you'll be able to work out your averages so you can write your own paycheck. And that's why it's important to follow all the steps that I've just gone through. The next steps then are just understanding what's available to you. By repeating this process, you're not only going to qualify for some fantastic welcome rewards. Every order that you place over 100 BP is going to give you freebies. I'm loving the freebies. And also then you can go on then to achieve that bonus, you know. So it's about taking those steps one step at a time and building yourself a great business. So effective retailing, it's all about planning, it's all about organisation, and it is all about a great customer service. So be organised, you know, get that trolley if you need to. It is much faster. Make sure that your catalogue presentation is spotless. You know, it's really important that's your shop window. Change your plastic bags regularly. Use your day slips, you know, so the customer knows when you're going. Have a little logo on there so that you stand out and they get to know you. Ensure that the customer gets to know your name. Introduce yourself when you do knock on the door so that they get to know you. And I have plenty and plenty of your callback slips. It's one of the most frustrating things in the business, straggler catalogues, but they're temporary. Once you train your customers to leave them on the doorstep, it will be quicker and slicker each and every time that you go back. Keep your wet book simple and use a pencil and a cloth in the rain, and always, always check the order forms for addresses. People do think that you are psychic and occasionally forget to put their address. keep them good records. You know, them customer street sheets are ultimately going to be your Bible or your customers that you're going to go back to. So you need to make sure that you're keeping good records of all of that. And remember that extra catalogues will mean extra business. Don't penny pinch your business. Don't suffer from catalogue starvation. If you had a taxi, you know, you'd have to fill it up with petrol again and again. We can reuse these catalogues over and over again. And if you're planning and you're organised, believe me, you can make 100 catalogues cover so many houses. It's just about getting out there, following a plan and being organised with it. So, you know, another thing that you could do is you could put a photo instead of a logo on your day slip, then you stand out. That's if you've got a lovely face. Produce a customer newsletter. That's something that you can do further down the line. You know, giving catalogues to work colleagues, family and friends. If you feel confident and you want to do the tap and tell, you know, and certainly if you've only got a few catalogues to get started with, I would suggest doing that rather than just popping them through the letterboxes. And you know what? Success loves speed. So it is all about getting going, getting started and getting out there and following your plan and being consistent and persistent with that plan. Regardless of the results, you've got to have stickability. You're going to have the good pickups. You're going to have the bad pickups. You're going to go through all the challenges that your sponsor's already gone through. You're going to have lost catalogues, the weather, possibly going to come across all sorts of other distributors, but you've got to remember one thing. You are building your reputation and you're going to give your customers the best service around. So I hope that has helped. There's quite a lot of information to take in there. I've seen a few things popping up in the chat, so I'm not sure if anybody has got any questions. By all means, if you want to come on and you want to ask, then please come on and ask, and I'll just have a see whether we've got any catalogues, any questions, sorry.
Hi, Helen.
Hi, Lovey.
Hi, love. How many catalogues would you say that we would need? So I was looking at 500, but do you think that would be too many?
How many houses do you want to cover with that 500?
Well, I've done a plan with Rachel. We've done a plan, obviously, going from where I live outwards,
yeah,
covering the 4 different areas. And there's a lot of houses, quite a lot. So I'm just thinking 500 would be enough for what, and don't forget I'm doing it full time now as well.
Okay.
Do you think 500 would be?
If you've got 500, you could, if you got them in and out and in and out, you could cover like probably 1,500, 2,000 houses with them in a week.
Yeah.
So I don't think personally you're going to need 500. I'd need to probably have a little look at your plan and your time. What we say is, on average, in most areas, it would take an hour to drop 100 catalogues. So if you look at your time slots that you've got available, okay, so you've got to manage time and manage your areas. Now, if you wanted to just go and do 500 once a week and you want 500 catalogues and you're just going to cover 500 houses and do one big drop, one big pickup, then that's fine. But if you didn't want to have as many catalogues, say you had 200, you could go and put them out, pick them up, re-drop them, put them out, re-drop them, and you could still cover 500 houses with 200 catalogues. Okay. So it really is about sort of, I don't know, I'd need to have a look at your plan and I need to have a look at the time that you've got available to help you work that out, really. And I'm quite happy to help you with that if, you know, if you need any help with it.
Yeah. Okay, thank you.
Okay. Does anybody Lisa, you've asked a question. Does that have to be one order or one campaign? I'm not sure what you're talking about there. I'm assuming you're talking about group manager criteria. Are you still there? because I did mention about the £52 having to be put on, it would be once a campaign as a minimum that you need to do that to qualify as group manager, if that answers your question.
Or was it the free gifts that she was talking about? Was it 100 BP that you were saying about?
Does that have to be in one order or one campaign? It might be the free gifts then. Yes, each order that you place that's 100 BP.
Hello.
Hi, Lisa.
Hiya. It's easier just to talk. No, it was for the group manager. So like the 650 with the 4 downlines. Is that in one order? Or is that through the whole campaign?
So if you were doing £650 and you were committing yourself to that, it could be 7 different orders for £100.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, that's not one big order for £650. You can put as many orders, and in fact, because of the 100 BP free gift, I would suggest breaking it up into putting 100 BP on at a time anyway, because you're going to get lots of free gifts.
Okay. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay. Callie's put, can these be put on one of the groups so we can print and use? All of the slips are in the groups. If you go into the files section of the Matrix group, Callie, all of the slips are on there. So just pop into the file section and you'll see everything that you need. If there's nothing on there, if there's something on there that I've gone through tonight that's not on there, I'll certainly put it in for you. Where do we get copies of the paperwork for retailing? Okay, I'll put the retail tracker and the customer record sheets in for you tonight. I'll make a note of that, guys. Retail plan. Okay. Yeah, we can do that, Rachel, no problem. Okay. Anybody else got any more questions? So who's going to go out and do their catalogues now? Who's not already doing them? I just think it's so, I love blanket dropping. I love picking up catalogues and orders off of the doorstep. I mean, we do a customer base plus blanket dropping. We just love being out and about. 150 collecting in tomorrow, Kaz. We'll have to share your results on the group.
Hello.
Hi, are you home?
Yeah, I'm home. My phone went dead on the way home as well, so.
Well, we recorded it, so you can always.
Just to let you know the results from yesterday's pickup. Stephen picked up £392 in orders.
Wow, that's amazing. How many books was that off?
76.
76. Wow. That's what happens when you build yourself an awesome customer base.
I was going to say, Jackie, is that your customer base or is that blanket dropping?
Customer base, yeah. We've had that's actually a more recent one. It's the one that we built in the last year.
Okay.
So and then Stephen's picking up the one that we've had for 5 years tonight.
Right.
So we'll see how. It's not home yet. It's a long pickup for him.
And still out. He's dropping tonight and he's picked up. So I don't know what results he's got in, but we'll have to share the results later on the group. Show everybody what's possible once you've built this. Because you know, you build the customer base and it can take some time building that, but the rewards at the end of it are just absolutely flipping amazing when you can go and put 76 books out and come back with £392 worth of orders. That's just well worth the effort, isn't it? You know, and there's no limit to how many customers you can have. You can just build as many as you want. I'm just so excited.
Good stuff.
Say, AJ, I'm doing my first catalogue drop this week. Not managed to do one yet due to being housebound for a little while. Okay. Oh, you'll have to let us know how you get on, AJ, with your first drop and your first pick up. Just follow the plan, keep it simple, and I'm sure you'll do absolutely fine. Jen's put school mums. I've got some today. I'm taking them to work tomorrow. Brilliant. Okay, Rachel's put blanket drop yesterday out of 136 books, 49 still out, 6 new orders totaling £124 of sales. Flipping heck. Amazing. The orders are on the doorstep. It's just a matter of going and finding which letterbox you have to find them from, isn't it? Jasmine's, but how do you go about getting the catalogues. I'm new, and this is something I'm looking to start in. Okay, so if you speak to sponsors, you'll need to order them on your site on the order. So if you can speak to Rachel, I think Rachel's your sponsor, she'll help you, Jasmine. Okay. Anybody else got any more questions or anything that they would like to share? Julie's got to go because her battery's dying. All goes very quiet. We'll pop the recording in the group. If anybody wants any help with anything with to do with, you know, the catalogue side of the business, then please ask. Maybe we should say good night. Just check any more messages. Okay, guys, get out and make it happen. I'm not sure how many days we've got left. Is it 11 or 10? I'm losing count. The days are going so quick. You know, still time to finish strong. And for those of you that are going to the rally, we shall see you there. We'll see you before then. We'll probably see you on our next Zoom meeting next Monday, same time, same place. Anybody wants anything specific on the training, then please let us know. I know a few people have asked for some training on catalogues, so if you let us know, that'd be great, and we'll arrange what you need. Always try and get the training so that it's something that's going to help you. 9 days to go, Matthew. Well done. On track, keeping a target of where you're up to. That's great. Okay. Brilliant. Okay, well, good night, everybody. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, Helen. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.